these Patriot systems will help Ukraine, definitely. And this is a huge breakthrough, huge breakthrough. Absolutely. The optics was very good. And in this way, President Biden and Mr. Zelensky, they send a clear message to the entire world, both to Putin and to our allies in the European Union, that the United States will stand with Ukraine as long as it takes. And the Ukraine is fighting, kicking, and Ukraine will prevail. But more support is needed.
More support is needed, and we'll get into that in a moment. But first of all, I wonder, despite what we saw yesterday, how much you worry about American resolve over this. Of course, Joe Biden says they'll do whatever they can, but senior Republicans, even the House Minority Leader recently has questioned the eye-watering sums going to help Ukraine. Do you honestly believe that the US will be there for the long haul?
Well, here is the thing. The United States is investing in their own security. We are fighting for our independence, but both we are defending the values of the free world, and actually we are defending NATO member states. As Russia waged the war against Ukraine, Ukraine started to demilitarize Russia. Look, the king is actually naked. I am talking about Putin.
Mm.
His military is not capable of taking over Ukraine. And his plans actually collapsed after the 24th of February. So my guess and my take is that it's not just about Ukraine. United States and the entire free world is investing into their own security.
But do you think
Whether
that people...
Republicans, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, but as I think you were about to say, do you think everyone across the political divide in the US will see that point and agree with that point?
Well, here is the thing. GOP will take over, not take over, but GOP will actually be in the driver's seat of the United States House just in a month.
Mm.
Let's look at the history of GOP. If GOP is to defend the democracy, they will definitely be on the right side of the aisle. And I strongly believe that Ukraine will enjoy a bipartisan support. Otherwise, who is to be the leader of the free world in this crazy world? If, for example, Republicans decide to lean back and not to support Ukraine. So in this case, this would be a victory not just for Putin. This would be a victory for Putin, for dictators, for autocrats, for China, and for everyone who wants to undermine the global order.
And what about what was agreed yesterday? More military aid, about 45 billion coming down the slipway at some point. But most importantly, this Patriot missile defence system. The former head of NATO, Lord Robertson, was telling us earlier on about how useful it can be. Do you think that will do the trick in terms of fending off Russian missiles, Russian drones, and even intercontinental ballistic missiles, which we know that the Russians are unveiling now?
You know, it's quite a tricky thing. I do remember in 2007, if I'm not mistaken, I used to be the foreign minister of Ukraine, and Russians were just crazy about even an idea of deploying Patriot missile systems in Poland or somewhere in the Eastern Europe. What happened in the end? Due to the fact that Putin invaded Ukraine, NATO has enlarged, and Patriot missile systems will be deployed in Ukraine. So this is this the end game of Putin's war? Whether these Patriot systems will help Ukraine, definitely, and this is a huge breakthrough, huge breakthrough. But you know, Ukraine is a large, it's a big country, and in order to protect the skies of Ukraine and in order to shield Ukrainian people, we definitely need more this kind of advanced anti-missile and anti-aircraft systems.
And it's not just, I guess, defending yourself against missiles as well. There's been lots of chatter from the highest ranks of the Ukrainian government about the possibility of a new ground offensive from Russia, again, moving down from Belarus into Kyiv. The suspicion is that could happen as soon as February next year. Do you share their fear? And also, do you think the Ukrainian military, after, by that point, a whole year of this, would be up to that fight?
Well, what kind of plans Putin has in his crazy mind? He hasn't changed his ultimate goal, and his ultimate goal is very clear: to take over Ukraine, to undermine Europe, to undermine the free world. So if he managed to actually to grab the military necessary to launch another large-scale offensive against Ukraine, either from Belarus or from Russia, he will do it. He
Mm.
will do it. I have no doubts. And I have no doubts that we need to circle the wagon. I mean, we as the free world. This war has to show to all dictators that democracy will prevail, that freedom will prevail, and there is no any single chance for such a war criminal as Putin to undermine NATO and actually to reshape the global order and the global map.
Mm.